So welcome to another episode of Aquarius Farms on the first of our 2014 season. And right now we're going to take a tour of our newly constructed, upgraded from last year's start room, built by our #1 farm manager Troy Ricciardi, and the Wills and a crew of volunteers. So let's go inside. You'll have to forgive me, but the video is going to be a little weird because the lights do crazy things. And it's like staring into the surface of the sun. So what we have here is a start room, and it is currently using rock wool plugs, which is the same basic stuff that home insulation is made out of. It's basalt, which is melted, spun like cotton candy, cut on a water jet, and then pH normalized. And we basically dunk this stuff, the entire tray, in a solution of 1/3 strength organic fish powder, and that's pretty much what you need to do. It actually works pretty well, as you can see. Let's see if I can get it to focus in there. We've got lots and lots and lots and lots of little tomato starts. All right. Underneath that, there's a second row of starts, which doesn't really have much germination going on because I just filled it up over the last couple days. So you can see under there, this second layer here is using T12 fluorescents, 40-watt bulbs with a combination of cool white and soft white. Here we've got some 600-watt HPS, and the ballasts for them are up there. We have some 100-watt metal halides, which are basically street lamps. We've got 4 of those, one of which I've got to figure out why it's not working. The bulb might have died. We got an LED grow light that was donated to us by a guy named Jeff Purnell, or I should say we're going to trade it for veggies, which is a pretty sweet deal. Right now we're just kind of testing it out, adding some spectrum, and we're going to see how it works. Another HPS, another metal halide. Now up here is our sprouting tower, and we built this specifically so that we could have one part of the grow room that was much hotter and more humid than the rest, mostly because we want to grow a lot of peppers this year, and they need 90 degrees and at least 50-60% humidity to germinate reliably. You know, towards the bottom it's actually filled out with things like tomatoes, but starting about from this roll, and then you can see here the temperature it's maintaining, and I just turn the fan on to cool it down. It maintains about 92 degrees and 50% humidity. But as you can see here, we in less than 4 days we have germination on our peppers, and that includes things like habaneros, jalapenos, even some of the ghost chilies have started poking up on little stems. So basically, you know, we want to emulate the characteristics of the pepper's native habitat, which is hot and humid to a degree I never want to live in. Excuse me. And so you see that the further you get up that tower, the higher the heat is, and so the more tropical peppers with the 30-day germination periods, like the bujalokias, are in the top, and they've germinated in like 4 or 5 days. So it seems to have worked out pretty well. Once we achieve consistent germination on everything, we'll go ahead and tack the plastic ups to let it ventilate more and cut down on the risk of mold. See, up here you can see our turbo fan. It's a vent fan. We're actually eventually going to plumb some dryer ducting to that, and it'll get plugged into the lights. We just haven't quite gotten around to that part, because right now we want to keep it hotter and more humid than we will once we actually start the vegetation phase of our vegetable starts. And then we just have a simple oil radiator heater, keeps it about 70 degrees in here at night. And during the day, it's just the lights that keep it warm right now, and it seems to do a pretty good job. And there's my tray wetting mess. One of the advantages we found of the rock wool is we can fit over 50,000 starts in this room. If we were using 72 cells, it'd be closer to 14,000. They're going to get transplanted into our homemade newspaper cups and organic potting mix, and then they're going to get put outside in our propagation greenhouse. Some videos of that from last year. It's going to be a little upgraded as well, and we'll get some more videos up of that. And so that's basically what it does, is it lets us grow a ton of starts, because one thing we want to make some revenue on this year is vegetable starts. We really didn't do that. We just planted for ourselves last year. So see if there's anything else important to cover. We did use aluminum foil because at Costco it cost us $20 on aluminum foil, and we got $700 or several $100s worth of Mylar to cover this place. It seems to work pretty well. I mean, obviously it's not as pretty, but that's not really what we're after. It's mostly just functional. So I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Aquarius Farms. And we hope to keep following you guys through the season as you follow us and we learn how to do things a little differently. So thank you so much. Have a great day.